Now on WRDE Coast TV.
Helping the oyster population, bushels of oysters dumped to help the ecosystem.
Rising property taxes, the cost of living in Milton is going up and not everyone is happy about it.
A simple spark to light bonfires, Dewey Beach considering making the application process easier and online.
Mosquito problems, Maryland now seeing West Nile cases, plus something called EEE is now here in Delaware.
And as Hurricane Lee gets closer to Delaware, the concern for rip currents continues to rise.
From the beaches to the bay, coverage you can count on. WRDE Coast TV. Your local news at 11 starts right now.
Oysters in the bay replenishing the ecosystem in Rehoboth Bay. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with a decades-long project continuing in the bays.
The Center for the Inland Bays added more oysters to the Rehoboth Bay, but it says more work still needs to be done.
Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us why the center says this project is so important.
Calm waters on the Rehoboth Bay makes for a good day to replenish the oyster population. The Center for the Inland Bays dumped 6 bushels of oysters in the Rehoboth Bay today. Executive Director Christophe Toulouse says it's a project that has been going on for decades.
We're restoring the sick patient, right? And so by putting the oysters out there, it's like a kidney transplant. It's putting back the filtering organisms into the water. They can take that cloudy water and actually help to clarify it.
Toulouse says the population has been hurt from everything from pollution to disease, which is why this 20-year project of resupplying artificial reefs is so important. The initial goal of the program was to show that oysters could survive and thrive in the bay, and Bob Collins says there has been a lot of progress.
You're seeing more oysters now, and we can even look right over on the bulkhead right over there, and you see oysters. And 10 years ago, you wouldn't see that.
Today's oyster dump is one of the last of the entire program, but Toulouse says there is still a lot of work to be done.
We know that in the places where oyster gardeners have been working, that oysters can grow. It gives us a lot of confidence that other places around the bays, oysters can survive and grow and multiply on their own.
Shelling out hope for a better future in the Rehoboth Bay. Toulouse says while this may be one of the last oyster dumps of this project, there is one last one scheduled for this time next year. I'm Charles Reiner at the Indian River Inlet, Coast TV News.
And now let's take a live look outside into our Hershey Exteriors camera at the 45th Street Tap House there in Ocean City. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our weather this evening. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. Right now, we're continuing to kind of basically keep track of all the rain that we're picking up at this present time. Now, we've had some rain from earlier storms. We actually had about just shy of a full inch for us, actually officially in Georgetown, 3/4 of an inch officially in Ocean City. And we actually had more than this in Salisbury. Ultimately, in the last 24 hours, we had about 1.75 inches of rain that's officially fallen. Where we are right now, we're still concerned about rip currents. We still have an active, and that's continuing to be extended now, rip current statement that's in effect until Thursday for us along all of the coast from Lewis Beach all the way down towards Fenwick Island, and it's also inclusive of the Ocean City area where it's transitioned over to a beach hazard statement, also inclusive of Franklin City. Now, coming up, we're going to take a look at how close Lee is going to come to our coast and how it's going to affect us. Charlie?
Thank you, Paul. A 9% property tax increase is coming to property owners in Milton as of January 2024. The change was approved by the Milton Town Council Monday night. This comes as the cost of inflation for services that were already provided by the city grows. As you can expect, with any tax increase, some people aren't exactly thrilled with the change, especially after property owners were hit with a 17% increase just last year.
I kind of see the future of property taxes just going up and up and up because they're adding more people and they have to add more services, and as they do that, it becomes more expensive. And I think we're kind of stuck with it right now. Don't like it, but I think we're kind of stuck with it.
The town says the changes to the budget will take effect starting October 1st. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how should towns make their revenue? Let's take a updated look at the results from earlier this evening.
Looking at the screen, it looks like here are the live updated results. Development fees, that's the majority at 87%. Not a lot of votes for all of the other options. Tax increases, paid parking, other fee increases.
Not that much of a surprise either there. It's been this way all day. If you want to vote, go to WRDE.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. Reserving a bonfire in Dewey could be a lot easier coming to you soon. The town council is looking to make the process more convenient by dropping the in-person requirement that it currently has and making it accessible online. And that's generating some positive reaction from locals that we spoke with today.
I've owned a property in Dewey for 23 years, and I've definitely seen the changes where it's becoming more family friendly, and I'm all for it.
A town council meeting is being held on Friday that will discuss a new payment process. The council is also looking to change the price for all events to one flat rate fee.
New at 11, Maryland's first human case of West Nile virus for 2023 is on the Eastern Shore. The Maryland Department of Health made the announcement today and said the adult patient is recovering from infection. The department says up to 80% of people who are infected will not display any signs of illness, though we have a list of possible symptoms on our website, WRDE.com. Delaware reported its first 3 human cases on Tuesday, 3 men 50 years or older from Newcastle County.
Also new at 11, more mosquito pools have tested positive for eastern equine encephalitis. The Worcester County Health Department says 2 pools tested positive. They're located in Whaleyville, that area, and Woodland area in Pocomoke City. The health department says that the species that tested positive feeds on birds, horses, and people. We have a full list of symptoms and preventative measures on WRDE.com.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Smyrna swimmers, heads up. Lake Como Beach is closed for swimming. That's due to high levels of bacteria found in the lake. Delaware State Police have identified 26-year-old Taylor German as the victim in a Laurel shooting. They say she and 2 others were shot while sitting in a car at the Little Creek Apartments and then drove to West 6th Street for help. Cambridge police are holding a town hall meeting Tuesday, October 3rd. Police say they'll talk about manpower, police operations, and crime in the city, including gun violence. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
Today, the Senate held its first Artificial Intelligence Insight Forum. The future is now, and senators want to be prepared and meet with tech leaders.
This comes as the Senate Majority Leader is pushing Congress to pass legislation to regulate artificial intelligence, but as Alice Barr explains, critics say it's just a photo op.
From Elon Musk to Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Sam Altman of ChatGPT, the biggest names in tech gathering on Capitol Hill today for a debate on one of the biggest tools and trials of our times, the growing role of artificial intelligence.
The consequences of AI going wrong are severe, so we have to be proactive rather than reactive.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Republican Mike Rounds leading the first in a series of AI insight forums about how Congress can regulate the fast-moving industry.
Putting guardrails in place to deal with issues like bias and worker education and jobs.
AI is not going away. It's going to be here for a long, long time.
Since ChatGPT burst onto the scene late last year, demonstrating AI's ability to closely mimic human conversation, the world of artificial intelligence has raised powerful possibilities and existential angst. Dr. Alex Alonso studies the impact of AI on the workforce.
The ability that AI has to economize, to make things more efficient, and to automate specific processes, it certainly has an impact. Workers should do their best to actually develop the skills so they don't find themselves in that position.
Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren and Republican Lindsey Graham are pushing legislation to create a new tech regulating federal agency.
These giants aren't just big, they are big and they kill competition. and that means they kill innovation.
Rare bipartisan agreement about the need for AI guardrails as leaders eye the potential impacts on everything from spreading disinformation to national security. From Capitol Hill, Alice Barr, NBC News.
It is worth noting there was also bipartisan criticism of the format of this forum held behind closed doors. All senators were invited, but they were not all allowed to ask their own questions. Some argued that gave the tech giants a chance to lobby lawmakers without being sharply challenged.
President Joe Biden is focusing on his domestic agenda one day after Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced an impeachment inquiry. Biden met with his cancer cabinet today for representatives from across federal agencies to update the nation on new steps to end cancer and to announce a $240 million investment to fund cancer-related projects and research. We are just getting going tonight.
Coming up, changing how Milton remembers. Memorial Park is shifting from trees and plaques to bricks in order to memorialize loved ones.
And a quick look at our UV index for tomorrow. We're looking at a level of 7, which is still considered a bit on the high side. Burn time within 30 minutes. We're going to update you on the latest tracking of Hurricane Lee.
Clear the shelters, how Delmarva played a role in the national effort to give pets in need shelter they can call home. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Before cold weather hits, get your vehicle serviced by IG Burton. We service all makes and models. And if you've got a check engine light on or any other problem, IG Burton will check it out for free. Yes, free. Nobody beats a Burton deal on service. Nobody.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
With free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join the judgment-free zone today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends today.
Popeye's new sweet and spicy wings don't make sense. Marinated and tossed in a blend of chili, garlic, and ginger, as sweet as they are spicy.
Nice catch. Butterfingers.
Just like my Nana. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. Before cold weather hits, get your vehicle serviced by IG Burton. We service all makes and models. And if you've got a check engine light on or any other problem, IG Burton will check it out for free. Yes, free. Nobody beats a Burton deal on service. Nobody.
DC Universal Locals recently completed Clear the Shelter's pet adoption campaign has reached a milestone. More than 1 million pet adoptions nationwide since the initiative began in 2015. More than 157,000 of those adoptions were made last month. More than $575,000 have been donated to participating animal shelters and rescues as part of this year's Clear the Shelters fundraising effort. Donations can be made through September 30th at clearthesheltersfund.org.
Milton Town Council has approved a plan for a new brick memorial program. Starting next month, people will be able to purchase bricks that are engraved in memory of a loved one. Now, this is going to replace the trees and the plaques that were previously used to memorialize loved ones. Milton Parks and Recreation says that the trees in the park, they're too close together and overpopulated, which stunts their growth and creates an unhealthy environment. The department says buying a single brick costs less than a plaque and a tree combined, but some people in Milton believe that the brick just doesn't do enough to honor a loved one.
You spread life continually in a tree. And yeah, I don't know why anyone would not want to do that. I'd rather see that than a bunch of flowers or a brick or a cement monument. No, a tree.
The Department of Parks and Recreation says starting October 1st, you can honor a loved one with one of those bricks by speaking with somebody at Town Hall in person or by emailing them.
A rare post-trial hearing took place today in former President Trump's ex-advisor Peter Navarro's criminal contempt of Congress conviction. The judge who oversaw the case last week is considering a mistrial. Navarro's attorneys have argued jurors may have seen political protesters when they took a break outside during deliberations. Navarro was convicted on 2 counts of contempt of Congress for not complying with a 2022 subpoena issued by the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol insurrection.
Be sure you pull out those smartphones, open up the camera app, and just scan the QR code down in the corner of your screen so you can get the latest version of our weather app. We are still concerned about rip currents at the Lewis Beach as well as Rehoboth. In addition to that, look for some significant rough seas in South Bethany as well as Fenwick Island. We additionally have a beach hazard statement that's active until for the rest of the night, going to Ocean City as well as West Ocean City and Franklin City, as well as signposts all the way down towards Chincoteague. Also, we do have a small craft advisory because we are expecting some very gusty winds to kick in, particularly by the time we get to, let's say, Friday. Now, we've had some rain in the early morning hours. Rehoboth Beach, nearly a full inch before the clock expired. We had over an inch for us in Laurel, Georgetown, and Stockley, as well as Prymook, and just shy of it, actually. Now, we take a look at our observed highs. We actually had highs hovering in the low to mid 80s for today. And we're going to continue to expect for it to stay mild for us. Now, here's a look at the temps. We're at 70 in Rehoboth Beach, but a cool 67 in Redden as well as Georgetown, 72 right now, for example, in Millsboro. Here's a look at Hurricane Lee, now moving to the north at 9 miles per hour. It's a Category 2 hurricane at this point, and the latest tracking is indicating not only will it move north and parallel to us, but it's going to be downgraded to a Category 1. That's because it's going to pass over some much colder water, as it begins to track its way. And all the spaghetti models are becoming more in agreement of exactly that path as it heads towards Halifax, which is good for us, but we still have to deal with future waves. So take a look at the legend here. You can see when you see the brown here, that's indicating that we're looking at over 8 feet as far as the future waves are concerned. And so you can see what we're expecting by Friday at noon. We're looking at 8 to possibly 8 to 12 feet with those waves from Ocean Pines down towards Chincoteague. And that's really where we're going to get the worst of the action, because when you take a look at it from Lewis to, let's say, Fenwick Island, we're only looking at about 4 to maybe 5 or 6 feet. Then it subsides very quickly from there. So it's really the most southern portions that we have to be mindful of, and be mindful that rip currents are, when we have that circulation that's happening, that can pull you out past the sandbar and really get to you very quickly. So you're going to need to be sure to be very, very careful if you're going to be out in the water, if you're out there at all. So for Thursday, we're looking pretty clear with the winds out of the north. Friday, we still have the winds coming out of the north. Temps in the 60s for Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we're back into the 70s once again. Not too shabby. Last but not least, we're looking at that circulation to continue to move towards the north. Even though we have another storm behind it, it should stay away from us. Here's a look at the extended forecast. We do maintain a 40% chance of rain for Monday, but other than that, we're looking pretty clear for the rest of the days.
Thank you, Paul. Still to come, labor fight, writers, actors, and others striking in Hollywood, plus the United Auto Workers could be about to start their own work stoppage.
And next, promised but not delivered, why the Bay Beach Association is running out of patience as they await federal resources.
Beat the wind and rain with 50% off your new Valor roof, plus payments as low as $119 per month. Purchase with purpose. Your new Valor roof helps us donate a new roof every month to combat veterans in need.
833-83-VALOR. The Toyota Highlander is ready to go. With impressive cargo space, versatile seating, and fully connected tech to put you in charge of your drive. And with available hybrid models, you can be efficient in style. Right now, buy a Highlander with low APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
We just bought our first home. Sure, there's a lot to fix and money's tight, but thanks to my husband, we're keeping our spirits high and all our costs low. Because with him, the glass is always half full.
Babe, got it.
Even if it's leaking.
You're always there for them.
Of course.
And we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
The American black duck is an iconic species, well known throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. Although the population is currently stable, they're well below their population goals and they're considered a species of concern. The USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service looks to increase and restore black duck habitat throughout the Delmarva Peninsula.
I utilize the Working Lands for Wildlife program to help transform a low-lying wet area into waterfowl habitat.
To learn more about the Working Lands for Wildlife program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
Don't get scorched this summer storm season. Stay ahead of the leaks. Save big on your new Valor roof with 50% off all materials and payments as low as $119 per month. Call Valor Roofing today.
833-83-VALOR. It's been months since the Water Resources Development Act of 2022, otherwise known as WRDE, opened up federal resources for a number of projects along the Bay beaches. But the Bay Beach Association says they haven't seen action from the Department of Natural Resources and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Coast TV spoke with coastal consultant and executive director of the association, who says the excitement about the passage of WRDE 2022 is now frustration.
Waiting through another whole storm season and waiting for relief next year. We're looking at a very problematic beach here in Lewis right now. Kitshummock and Pickering Beach, there is locations there where there's zero beach in front of the houses. Water is under the houses almost daily, if not daily. So yeah, there's tremendous need along the whole bayshore.
Coast TV News reached out to both DNREC and the Army Corps of Engineers who are handling the projects. Both agencies responded that there are steps going on behind the scenes. They are working on drafting an agreement to formally start them, but there is no timeline established or which communities will be prioritized.
Today, SAG-AFTRA hosted a solidarity march and rally in Hollywood that filled the streets with striking workers. The march began Wednesday morning at Netflix, one of the companies that's received much of the blame for the conditions that led to the strike in the first place. It concluded with a rally outside Paramount Studios. SAG-AFTRA wants to ensure members receive their fair share of streaming revenues, increased compensation to keep pace with inflation, and an agreement that will give actors informed consent and fair pay if AI is used to create digital replicas of their performance, voice, or likeness.
And it's because of these top-tier, highly greedy, self-absorbed executives that frankly are ruining it for everybody but themselves.
SAG-AFTRA represents approximately 160,000 actors and other professionals.
Speaking of striking labor, we are just days away from a potential strike of United Auto Workers against the big three automakers, and negotiations are heating up. The UAW says it is seeing some progress with its talks with General Motors. Sources say GM's pay increase could reach 20%, but that is still lower than the union's demand of 40% over 4 years. Ford reportedly is only offering a 16% wage hike. It is unclear what Stellantis is proposing. UAW points out that executives at these companies.
And coming up in sports, boys soccer, our Delmarva Sports Network crew will break down all the goal-scoring action.
And bikes are in Ocean City, kicking off Bike Week, the fun festivities that were held today, and what more you can expect for the rest of the week.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva.
We salute Paul and Gloria Petros, a dedicated couple who committed themselves to military service immediately after graduating from high school. Serving with distinction for 2 decades in the U.S. Navy, both Paul and Gloria were decorated with medals for their exemplary roles in Operation Iraqi Freedom and their significant contributions during the Gulf War.
If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV Salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
At the Car Store, we've got you covered. A great selection of quality pre-owned cars backed by the Certified Advantage and priced to move with best-in-market pricing. And a full-service facility to keep you running for years to come. Upgrade your relationship with the open road at the Car Store. TheCarStoreOnline.com.
Coastal Bath will provide you with exceptional customer service and a speedy time frame. I actually reached out to say, if you see me again and I look like a mermaid, it's because I'm pleased with my bathroom and I spend so much time in it.
Right now, get a free shower door or $1,500 off plus no payments and no interest for 18 months.
I would hands down recommend Coastal Bath.
Local and family owned. Call or visit coastalbaths.com today.
If you need a new mattress, get to Johnny Gymnastics Factory Authorized Mattress Event.
For a limited time, get factory direct pricing up to $1,000 off select mattress sets. Plus, free removal and same-day delivery is available. We have the best brands and hundreds of mattresses in stock, so you can buy it today and take it home today. Get a $300 in-store credit with any Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest Black, or Stearns & Foster set purchase. Shop the factory-authorized mattress event at Johnny Janasic.
Allergies aren't fun for anyone, especially when they work their way into your home. A professional air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer can dramatically improve indoor air quality and significantly reduce indoor allergens. Installing our whole home purification system Restore will even help prevent the spread of airborne viruses and bacteria. If you want to significantly reduce allergy triggers in your home, call or go online to book a free inspection today.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
The Truck Store, Delmarva's premier pre-owned outlet. With 2 locations in Delmar and Dover, you're bound to find the right truck right now. So get to the Truck Store today and drive away in a quality pre-owned truck that's new to you. MyTruckStoreOnline.com.
Little American Muscle by the beach. Bike Fest kicked off in Ocean City today, and it brought bikers from all over.
Coast TV's Carmen Holland shows us how things are just starting to rev up in Ocean City.
They got Hondas, Harleys, leather vests, and even some commemorative patches. Bike Fest 2023 has kicked off in Ocean City.
Great thing about bikers is they come in, they'll get 1 or 2 drinks, an appetizer, and then on their way out, and then a new group comes in.
Motorcycles from all across the country come for a week's worth of live music, events, and services. The Ocean City Police Department say with all the fun, there's a few things people should look out for.
Our biggest thing is just, we do see maybe sometimes an uptick in accidents, and that's just being very mindful, be cognizant, especially coastal highway, having all those 8 lanes. You've got motorcycles, bicyclists, pedestrians. Just be very mindful of your surroundings this weekend.
While some, like Bill Steelman, says Bike Fest is his favorite time of the year in Ocean City, but there is one thing.
The only downside, just the noise. If you don't like noise, you're going to hate this week.
But some businesses say Bike Fest is a good way to start the shoulder season.
This is the weekend to make everyone's money, and then it's really just weekends from there, but it's still a great weekend to have because it's like, hey guys, this is it, this is our last push, and then from here, it's just smooth cruising until spring.
Whether you are a motorcycle-loving pup like Tito or just a lover of the hogs, it's all about the love of the ride.
This was a great bike week for couples and families.
OC Bike Fest will be happening today through Sunday. They'll be having live music down at the inlet and different activities for the bikers throughout the week. But Ocean City isn't the only place having Bike Fest. It's all across Delmarva. In Ocean City, I'm Carmen Holland, Coast TV News.
We reported on this story last night, and we now have video of a damaging fire that put 3 elderly women in the hospital. Just look at what you're seeing on your screen there. We also now know the cause, according to the Delaware State Fire Marshals. This fire took place on West 2nd Street on Tuesday. According to the office, the fire started due to ingredients on the kitchen stove catching fire. Officials say 2 of the 3 elderly women rescued from the fire remain in critical condition. The damages are estimated at $175,000.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
It was a busy day on the pitch in high school sports with plenty of boys soccer action earlier today. We start things over at Worcester Prep, where the Mallards hosted the Delmarva Christian Royals. It's the season opener for Delmarva Christian, and Worcester Prep comes into this one at 1-1. The Mallards donning their red unis with the Royals over in their white uniforms. In the first half for the Mallards, it's Dylan McGovern, one-on-one against the goalie, taps it around him, and then he taps it home. He adds the airplane celebration at the end. It's a 1-0 Mallards lead. This time he gets some help from his teammates. Hunter Simon heads it into the box, and the attacker pounds it home with one touch. 2-0. Worcester Prep a few minutes before the half ends. Beckett Green lets one fly from outside the 18 and slips it in. Mallards grow the lead heading into the break. The offense was hot, but let's give the goalkeeper some love. Dylan Scoop darts out to corral that one, clears it away, and back the other way. There goes that man again. McGovern pours in his 4th goal of the afternoon, ripping that one under the crossbar. Delmarva Christian's Casey Bell makes sure the Royals don't leave empty-handed, knocking this one home. But Worcester Prep goes on to win it 5-1, move to 2-1 on the season. Worcester Prep takes the field again on Monday the 18th against the Salisbury School, and the Royals battle Holly Grove Christian School on Monday as well. That'll do it for sports.
Time to take one last look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how should towns make their revenue? This one's been pretty lopsided all day long. Development fees, that's what the grand majority of everybody wants to see. Some folks saying tax increases, a very few saying paid parking, and other fee increases is also on the board. If you haven't voted yet, you can vote on WRDE.com or use our mobile app. We'll be right back.
Before cold weather hits, get your vehicle serviced by IG Burton. We service all makes and models. And if you've got a check engine light on or any other problem, IG Burton will check it out for free. Yes, free. Nobody beats a Burton deal on service. Nobody.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Delaware Electric Cooperative works hard to keep trees trimmed near power lines. It's one reason why Co-op Power has never been more reliable. Our members also play a role in maintaining reliability and keeping our employees safe. When planting, please leave at least 10 feet of space in front of electrical equipment and at least 5 feet of space on the other 3 sides. Also, never plant trees near power lines. And before you dig, remember to call 811 to ensure underground lines are marked. Together, we can keep everyone safe.
Dive into Ocean Downs on September 23rd for the inaugural Turf by the Surf State Cook-Off. Dance to NRW, DSB, and Jack Russell's Great White. $40 ticket includes all shows. Doors open at noon. Join us at Ocean Downs Casino. Visit oceandowns.com for tickets and info.
Thinking about upgrading your bath or shower? Bath by Spicer Brothers is making it easy with a limited time offer.
Right now, receive $1,000 off your new shower or bath. Save 50% off installation, plus 0% financing with no payments until 2025.
Choose your favorite style and color, and it can be installed in as little as 1 day.
Have peace of mind with our Platinum Plus lifetime warranty and factory certified 5-star installation guaranteed.
So before you sign, keep Bath by Spicer Brothers in mind.
Next Jeopardy! This week's champions face off in the Second Chance competition, brought to you by Moderna.
Good luck, everyone.
Thursday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Before cold weather hits, get your vehicle serviced by IG Burton. We service all makes and models. And if you've got a check engine light on or any other problem, IG Burton will check it out for free. Yes, free. Nobody beats a Burton deal on service. Nobody.
Tonight, the National Toy Hall of Fame at the Strong Museum announces the 12 finalists for 2023 induction.
This year's list, it includes a baseball cards, Battleship, Bingo, Bop It, Cabbage Patch Kids, and Ken, who's riding that Barbie wave.
Also, choose your own adventure game books, Connect 4, The Cozy Coop, Nerf Toys, Slime, and of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Only 3 will advance to the finals. Fans can vote on their favorites through September 20th. The finalists will then be announced on November 9th. Paul?
No, you sank my battleship? Oh well. Anyway, rip current statements are active along the shores for us and will stay in effect going into a good portion of tomorrow and Friday. We have the fronts that have already pushed through, so please keep that in mind. It's going to be rough out there, particularly on Friday. Our umbrella giveaway winner is actually Donald Gordy of Delmar. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Here's a look at your exclusive Coast TV 10-day forecast. This I've been waiting to say for a long time. No rain. Here you go. Well, I mean, Monday, true. But I'm just saying, Thursday, Friday, our weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, a little rain, but that's a little piddly, 40%. So I'm not even going to really, I'm going to act like I'm ignoring that. And we're going to go with rain straight on through till we get to like next Friday, because that's just the more positive way of looking at this thing. And, you know, I'm all about the positiveness of life. Aren't you?
Mr. Positivity over there.
I like it. That's the perfect forecast.
Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.